Ball to perk up our spirits. That's the good news at Paul Brown Stadium. That's where we're at here in Cincinnati. The enthusiasm of this Cincinnati crowd in full effect a moment ago as their Bengals took the field to the delight of this sold-out crowd. And they're all set as they'll match up with the Cleveland Browns. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. Force his way forward for a yard or two, but I have a good feeling this will be coming back. That hold coming from the middle of the line, the center.
And it's difficult for him because sometimes you've got people right over you, and as soon as you snap it, trying to get your hands up and block them, you can be a little bit late getting it done.
Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. 17 yards, the pickup there.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
Second down, here's Chubb again. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Mayfield. They'll roll him out right. And he wisely will throw that one away.
So this rivalry, Charles, here in the Buckeye State, Cincinnati and Cleveland, you know, you felt like for a while it took a dip as these two franchises struggled. But now I think this rivalry is budding again as one of the best under-the-radar rivalries in the NFL.
I agree with you absolutely because both of these teams have the arrow pointing up. They've kind of solved their quarterback issue.
Now Mayfield lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up. On fourth down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. And this one will be down by a member of the kicking team at about the 40-yard line. A very good starting field position for the Bengals here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Sliding out of the pocket to Mixon on the check down. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
That was well defended, and while it was a completion, it resulted in a loss of yardage. It's really, really hard for a running back to think to himself, I probably should have just dropped it and saved the yardage. It goes against the entire training that he's had his whole career.
Behind the chain, 2nd and 12.
Here we go. 180.
Here's Burrow. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. Give him 17 and a Cincinnati first down. The former 2nd-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And he's able to get this one down to about the 40. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Here we go. Ready?
From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. He will find his man Chase complete. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 25-yard line. Burrow to his old LSU teammate Chase for a Bengal first.
Here we go. Hey, can.
Mixon with a first down carry. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Burrow looking to pass. And it's caught. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
Mixon will take this one in. Touchdown, Cincinnati.
An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
The kicking team out now for the Bengals as they'll send this one away. The Browns drive about to get started.
5-3, their record at the halfway point. And you have to imagine that there are folks saying, hey, if we do that again in the second half, we're 10-6 and we're a playoff team.
I do think, though, that they have a couple of things working against them. And number one, the schedule, that's going to toughen up a bit because they've got some division games down the stretch, and those are always difficult. Number two, you know they've got to stay healthy. That's the key to getting to the playoffs and winning in the playoffs. But they've got a shot at it. This is a good football team.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
The threat of a second straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And they work this well upfield across the 45. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
A nice throw there by Mayfield, a guy who really reemerged as the season and later the playoffs went on last year. What are defenses trying to do against him?
Well, the first thing defenses want to do is use his emotion against him because he's such a passionate player that sometimes he comes up really hyped up and the ball might sail a little bit early. But as the game settles in, the next part is make sure you chip away at his timing, put the pressure on him so maybe his feet don't get quite set and then he's not able to be as accurate as he normally is.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Mayfield now from the 50. Flush to his right. And this one is incomplete. Nick Chubb, the intended receiver, and it's third down.
Well, the ultimate result was an incomplete pass. They sure look like a well-coached team because once he got outside of the pocket, the scramble rules come into effect. And a lot of the guys who ran deep routes, they come back closer to the line of scrimmage. And the running back usually runs a check down. He took it deep, and they gave it a big shot and came up unsuccessful.
On third down, Mayfield. Eluding the pressure right. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. How they get in there and knock another one away? You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. Here's Jamie Gillen now. They'll boot it away from about his 35. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And the Bengals will take over here, 1st and 10. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
3-5 is where they sit on the year. A very uneven start is certainly not an ideal position to be in at the halfway point of the season. CD, do you see an avenue where they can still be a playoff team, or is that ship sailed?
Well, since you took me to the nautical side, I'm going to try and keep up here because to me, this ship is about ready to pull out of port. These next couple of games are absolute must-wins for them. Now, if they can win a couple, get to 5-5, maybe they start believing in themselves. But a loss here, that would move them to 3-6. And if that's the case, well, that boat is going to head out to the harbor with them still on the dock.
On 2nd and 12, Burrow.
Into a sea of defenders and intercepted.
Picked off at the 21. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Here's Mayfield. And this is going to be intercepted. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And he will take it on out to the 20-yard line. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not even going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Here we go.
On third down, Burrow. Able to find Higgins. And he's going to be taken down at the 39, clearly short of the first by a few yards. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to fourth down. Now Jordan Berry on to kick this one away. Back deep, Jarvis Landry. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And the punt goes out of bounds, so no chance to bring it back, and they will spot it at the 24-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we've got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you've got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? To throw on 2nd and 6. Mayfield flushed out right. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down. The Browns on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Mayfield looks to throw. And that will be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down.
This offense has definitely been slow getting out of the gate. It's almost like they missed their wake-up call for this one. No points on their first 2 possessions, and now it's looking like none on this one either.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And it's fielded at the 34. Uses the stiff arm. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Bengals will take over in terrific field position. They will throw on first down with Burrow.
He'll flip this out to Evans.
And some room to maneuver. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. 23 yards on the play.
That turned into a very well-orchestrated play right there. Going to work his way out of the backfield to the right, and after he looked it in, he found plenty of space to roam and picked up big yardage.
Throwing now, Burrow on first down, escaping the pressure right.
A throw for Boyd, but it's intercepted.
Picked up by Malik Hooker, and his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
The Browns drive about to get started.
And we're in the middle part of the season where each week starts to become a little more important, and especially this, Charles, being a division matchup.
Yeah, you haven't fired the starter's pistol or rang the bell lap like they do in track and field for the sprint to the finish. But you're starting to eye it, aren't you? You got to pile up those wins, put them in the left-hand column, not the L's in the right-hand column.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. A run for Nick Chubb. And they regroup defensively after the broken tackle, getting to him just beyond the 45. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. Mayfield now. They set up the screen to Chubb. Give him 5 on the screen play, and that'll set up a third down. Two minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. They'll try to run for the first down with Hunt, and he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. They have the first down with that gain of 4 yards. Throwing, Mayfield. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The intended receiver was Rashard Higgins, and that'll bring up second down. Now Mayfield. And he gets it to his running back, Nick Chubb. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Mayfield on first down.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up, 2nd and 10. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Kareem Hunt is running back, the intended receiver. And it'll bring up third down.
So back-to-back incompletions. Third down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
Going to the air again with Mayfield. And, oh, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. A give. This is Chubb. And this carry brought to an end at the 8. Good stick skills, just not much room there to operate. A gain of 3, 2nd down. Mayfield to throw it. And he's got his tight end. It's Hooper for the Browns touchdown. Austin Hooper. His 2nd touchdown on the season.
And the Browns are on the board here in the final minute of the first half.
So a late touchdown here just before the half, and that obviously changes the dynamic of this game.
Yeah, in a couple of ways, partner, because they've been shut out up until this point. So now at least they go into the locker room, and Uncle Mo may be creeping over to their side to talk to them a little bit. And second, they're right back in the football game, an extra point away from tying things up.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Bengals drive about to get going.
And we'll see how they want to play this. Just a little over 20 seconds to go.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Now it's Burrow.
Open man is Chase, complete.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. And all this is taken in one-handed. What a catch.
That is one heck of a catch right there. Got his eye on it the whole way and able to make the grab one-handed. Very nicely done, and for a nice chunk of yardage, too.
And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. So we are at halftime here on Halloween. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Burrow going to lead up the Bengals here, 1st and 10.
At their own 46. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. He finds his running back, Mixon. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
So that'll back him up 5. They are pushed back 5 yards by the delay of game, 2nd and 8. After the penalty, it's Mixon. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher, 3rd down and 9.
Here we go.
Now it's Burrow. And now Burrow going to be intercepted yet again. Picked by the rookie Greg Newsome. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Chubb with a first down carry as he'll get about 3 out of it. Make it 2nd and 7 coming up. Tackle made there by Chidobe Awuzie. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Play fake. Mayfield rolling to his right. He'll get this to Chubb out of the backfield. And they move this all the way down to the 9. Give him 30 yards there.
A lot of running backs in the passing game, they're just used to check it down to them or maybe dump off passes. But this guy, they use him to stretch the field, don't they?
The stretcher right there turned it into a really nice game. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Harrison Bryant, his first touchdown on the year. And the Browns have taken the lead. He was on point throwing the ball right there. He had the big play to get him down close, and then he delivers a touchdown pass on 1st and goal.
And you mentioned the big play that got him down close. I think that big play left him reeling a little bit. They didn't recover from it. And you know, they always talk about having to have a short memory on defense after a big play against you. Looks like their memory was a little too long there.
To return it, Darius Phillips. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And he's able to get this all the way to the 40 before going out of bounds.
That strong return has set them up nicely for this drive. And we all know the next score is going to have a major impact on this game.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here.